And we put a number of the senators that are on the task force, or some of the senators that were very outspoken against medical marijuana or medical cannabis. And so we're hoping that through the exposure of what takes place over these next couple of weeks, they're going to see the truth of what this plant can do.
What do you think you need to do to satisfy or change these lawmakers? Do you think that this group can help do that right now? What's the main sticking point that you're hearing?
There's two things that I hear. Number one, they say, well, there's not enough science behind it, Jeremy, number one. Or number two, this is all about recreational use, and you're just trying to get recreational use here. So here's the answer to both of those things. First of all, we have doctors right here from Tennessee who are coming to testify. And some of the senators have looked at me and said, if you can get a doctor to tell me that this is benefiting their patient, I'll probably vote for it, Jeremy. So some of those senators are going to be in this committee, and they're going to hear doctors from Memphis to Mountain City that are coming, even military doctors that are coming to testify on behalf of what I'm trying to do. So, and then this whole notion that we're trying to get recreational passed in Tennessee, it's absolutely unfounded. As a matter of fact, they try to say that Colorado, look what Colorado did. Well, the truth is Colorado started out as a recreational state, and they transferred from recreational state because they saw the value of what could benefit some sick people in Colorado. They actually became a medical state. Didn't do what they were saying.
Let's go back to your first point, talking about doctors coming in and convincing them. We want to let everyone know medical cannabis is not FDA approved, and that is something a lot of people talk about. If you visit the FDA's website on this, it points out, without a review, it cannot determine whether the drug is safe and effective. It can't set quality standards for drugs that have not been approved, such as marijuana. Now, the lack of oversight means purity and potency can really vary. So are you prepared to have the state of Tennessee kind of put a stamp on something that's not FDA approved, and how do you get past that hurdle?
Absolutely. Let's talk about the FDA. I always hear people say that. Well, how about the FDA, Jeremy? What you have to understand is the FDA has approved or brought to society a lot of drugs that are killing us. The number one reason youth died in Tennessee last year was opiate abuse. We had over 2,000 people die. You see our governor, people that are running for governor right now, they're talking about opioid abuse. These are drugs that the FDA has approved. If you watch TV, watch the commercials there in the middle, you're going to see some drug that the FDA has approved, and just watch the side effects. So when I hear this FDA hasn't done something or has done something, I'm not impressed with them. So I feel like we can get past that hurdle, number one. Number two, when we have our own grows, they're being grown in a lab. This isn't just growing weed in your backyard. This is medical grade cannabis that's being grown specifically for a reason. We know the dosages, we know how much percentage, and we know the exact strains. We know how to mix the strains, we know how much hemp to put in it, how much cannabis to put in it. This is very scientific.
Baby Josie, we just talked about her a few moments ago. Does her story and her results, her family, correct me if I'm wrong, went to Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. Does that story do anything to lawmakers when you're talking about this?
It does to some. As a matter of fact, Josie lives in Greene County, which is part of my district, and they go out to Colorado 2 or 3 times a year. In November, meeting at the Baker Donaldson Center for Public Policy, and all of a lot of the sheriff's department, the chiefs, why are they against it? The Department of Health, why they're against it, and then allow Tennesseans to come say, hey, we like this, or we don't like it. We're engaging the public more than ever before with this task force.
Are you trying to get Tennesseans on board? Does it worry you at all that Attorney General Jeff Sessions appears to be kind of a hardliner when it comes to marijuana laws?
You know, the interesting thing about Jeff Sessions, President Trump won, and the states that he won in that he was not supposed to win, those states also simultaneously win millions of more votes for medical marijuana than they went for Trump. President Trump is not so narrow-minded that he's going to allow his attorney general to go and pursue states that voted for him that he needs in the next election. I think you're going to see D.C. in the next couple of years say, you know what, we really just need to turn this over to the states. It's not a federal issue. This is a states issue. This is a 10th Amendment issue. Even if you're against medical marijuana or marijuana, whatever you're against, we can all agree the federal government has no business in this discussion.